Is it only YouTube or do you have a
We've been working with them for pretty much the time. So it's interesting, but
Did you eat?
No, I'm hungry though.
so we reached out to the and they were like, well, don't worry about it. They were like, thank you very much. Not yet. So you have to get creative.
Danny. Hi, honey. How are you?
So good. Mexico's doing so good.
No, I'm back when you were sitting in Dallas. What are we? Nice to meet you. I love your attitude. Thank you. Thank you so much. You have a cigarette club. Here or wherever you want. One big table for you. We're gonna start soon. There's food down the hall. Okay, we have that.
Saving went you know that and I get it. It's possible that the company is doing a travel diet on London. So that's why we are. Because number one, we can check. Whatever. And that's the safety that we have. Well, I definitely and in the photos, a lot of it is really reach out and these have a big But we never don't. Or we talk about I'm like, why am I saying $50 an hour? Something that they like all the
So that's kind of what you need to understand.
so that's something we need to I think going forward, that's really right now, and I'm still I also
Is this a table?
and then you're in here. Absolutely, my friend. Exactly. One thing I see,
had a woman that contacted me because she ordered her chocolate and she's not too far from me. So I kind of visited her afterwards and she's staying at a hotel. I learned that she has put her to school 2 times. Lots of problems. She's a judge in Brazil and is learning and going to a class, of course, every year that they teach that's at NYU. So she's taking and she buys a chocolate every year she comes. So she had a beautiful meeting for us last night. It's always nice when we get those really special moments. Then I asked her about, she would I don't know what she could help us with, but you never know. When her
I'm a fan.
That are in their offices, that's really get here. It actually I know that there's something downtown on the 21st. I know I can go to that. I'll forward it to you. Might be more effort,
But I mean, even now, but it's like,
and that's fine. I'm delivering to that woman at a Brooklyn tomorrow. Looking at ordering from us. Melody Anderson.
his biggest fear.
Right there. And that part is when you get to the first stop in Brooklyn, there's no elevator, stairs. I've been there.
Yeah. Where I did
It's the first stop off of the L train in Brooklyn.
Party is supposed to go higher. It's scary. It's driving.
I'm going to a printer.
I'm on White Street, WH White.
How far it is.
I can send you the address.
Yeah, I want to say.
Hello, good morning. How's everyone doing? Oh my goodness. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Excited. I'm to celebrate our founders, not just because I'm a founder, but also thank you all so much for being here. If you don't know me, I see some familiar faces and I see some new friends. I'm Alex Bator. I'm the CEO of Get Shit Done. And this Accelerator student partnership with Women.NYC and the New York Economic Development Office. And here's why today and this is very important to me. So I'm a three-time founder myself. I've been building companies since I was 10 years old. I always joke with people said employable. That's fine. Look, I'm pretty good at that. Thank goodness. Especially in this economy. Oh my God. But something that I realized building companies, especially as a woman and a Black female founder, is we hear all of the things, whether it's 2% of funding goes to women. That stat has not changed since I started raising capital in 2010. That has not changed. And I kept hearing this number, 2%, 2%. It has not changed. What I found more interesting when I started this company, or what got me to start this company, is 4%. Well, anyway, we're going to start with 4%. Is on average, or actually the percentage of women-owned companies, 4% of revenues are coming from women-owned companies. 4% of revenues. And women own nearly half of businesses in the US. 4%. Now, we can talk about VC funding all day, but at the end of the day, VC funded companies did build our economy. And it's important. But what matters to all businesses is revenues. Otherwise, if you're just raising capital, you are a company. So we want companies, and this, especially women, having revenues, having profits gives you optionality. That is the most important thing, to have ownership in your business and to have a viable vehicle. Because if the funding market dries up, as it is right now, you still have options. And that's why we've got this program over 12 weeks. They have focused on growing their revenues in their business. Because what they care about is doesn't matter whether they're working capital, some are just focused on profits. Well, they're all focused on profits, but doesn't matter what trajectory they're on. What they're saying is, I want to have optionality in my business, and like I want to grow my own career. That's why they focus on growth. The reason that we have deal day. So I'm sure many of you have heard of demo days, what traditional accelerator do, which is typically focused on the founder in the accelerator and the founder pitching to get funded, by investors. Well, I want to change this up a little bit because, quite frankly, I don't think we need more founders just pitching to pitch, especially with women. Because I think about how I've gotten any deals done in my life. I've done deals with Fortune 50 companies. I've done deals with others. The big thing I can say consistently that deals done for me are relationships. Not pitching in a room full of people. It is because someone said, hey, you need to talk to that person. You need to do something. You need to connect with her. So that's why we have deal day. We're not calling it, okay? Because every single one of you, whether it's in your organization, whether you know somebody that knows somebody, because that's how we work, is you have an opportunity to hear these women do their pitches. I'm calling them introductions. Their introductions, they're going to be your new friends. They're going to introduce their businesses. They're going to tell you what they've been working on, how they've grown it, what they're doing next, how you can help them. So I want you all to listen to them and then take notes. So you have your pen and your pamphlet. Take notes on the ones that you're like, hey, I want to meet that girl. I want to help her. I have someone I can introduce. So whether it is an introduction, whether it is a resource, whether it's I just want to help you, I don't even know how yet, or if you are at an organization, if you are at an organization where you can actually do specifically what they're trying to do, then I would very much so like you to go up to them and say how you can help. And for all of you in this room, it's not just There are so many badass people here. So I want you to connect with each other because I truly believe in the collective. I believe that we get more done and create equitable ecosystems when we connect and talk to each other versus doing silos. So here's how it's gonna work today. Is each founder is gonna come up here. You're gonna have about 90 seconds, or 30 seconds, not traditional pitches. You're gonna learn about them. You're gonna see their names behind here on the screens. You'll see them each side of the screen there. You're gonna see their name. There's also gonna be a QR code for each one. If you're like, ooh, that person, I don't want to forget. You can scan their QR code while they're talking. They're each gonna come up here. We're gonna do the first 10, which goes by fast. It's literally gonna be like 15 minutes. Then we're gonna do a quick 5-minute break and do the next 10. It's gonna go through like 35, 40 minutes. These are not very long. Again, they're introductions. And then after that, you're gonna open it up because what we want you to spend most of your time doing is not just hearing them pitch at you. We want you to go to that side. We're gonna learn more about their company. They have tables set up. You can connect with them, ask them what they're working on. You can be friends, build relationships. Relationships make the world go round. So we're gonna have them come to the stage soon. But before we do that, I would like to introduce Diane Franco, who's Women.NYC. She's going to tell you a little bit about our partnership and the organization that she runs.
Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? I just wanted to welcome you all to the day and being thankful for all the work that you have done during this time. In the cohort, I have an amazing team from Alex, from Daniel, from my team. We are very proud of it. I mean, as the Women.NYC Accelerator, designed by Tom, we are very proud of that. We want you to stay here to support you with Women.NYC. I think here is the New York City flagship initiative for women's economic development. And obviously, we cannot talk about women's economic development, we don't talk about entrepreneurship. And totally supporting the vision of building businesses that are self-funded and self-run. Alex, I have experience to go to venture capital for my businesses. I did well, and I'm proud of them. I would have the opportunity that you are having right now, or having a different mindset regarding businesses and regarding growing businesses. So we are very proud of the work that we are doing here, and I'm eager to listen and to hear all the pitches. So welcome, and I hope to see you more before the Women.NYC programs.
Also, can you give them a, first of all, outside of death, you all know what the biggest fear for most people is? Public speaking. Laughing on stage. It's really hard to get on stage, and I'm sure all of you have done this. And right before you go on stage, you're like, oh my God, the butterflies, the butterflies. So can we just give them a big round of applause? They also have no idea what order they're going in. Wow. We love this. We love this for them. So I'm going to welcome to the stage our first pitch, Alex Foerster.
Amazing. I'm very happy at first. Toasted almond, NW35, and naked sand. Today, we're going to be talking about beauty products. These are real names for real complexion shades, thin foundation concealer. But I want to talk about how those products actually get made in the first place. So here's how it works. One of the largest beauty brands decided they wanted to increase their shade range. They spent 2 years figuring out what to do, about $35 million for them to launch. And by the time it hit shelves, and 6 months later, they pulled all those shades. time, money, energy, resources, inventory just gone because it didn't land. Today, brands are only covering about 30% of the possible range of skin tones. About 80 years of industry guessing, and 2/3 of every customer left behind. My name is Alex Floor, and I'm the founder of Morrison. We're a beauty tech company that helps your favorite brands develop the most inclusive complexion products confidently. We do it in days, not years. We built the most comprehensive of skin tone modeled by the very thing the product is supposed to represent. No vibes-based energy, our map on what. Today, Chromology benchmark for how the beauty industry values inclusivity for complexion, and we're kickstarting our first round of bringing real shades to market. But we're just getting started. So my ask for you, if anyone you know works in beauty wants to understand the tech, please come find me. Big companies like Accelerator, L'Oreal, Merit Beauty, I'll be pleased to show you what comes.
All right, the next one, Liz Shepard.
Now this is a story all about how special needs kids are failed by the system. And I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there, and tell you how we fix this transportation I made. It's 7:45, the bus didn't arrive. Kids are stressed, can't get to school on time. School districts drowning, no drivers to hire. Now these kids are stuck in the fire. 50,000 rides, 95% of the time. You don't have GPS, you can track everywhere. The transportation system needed a new start, and that's when we built Get Off Car. My name is Liz Shepard, and I'm the founder and CEO of Get Off Car. We're operating across New York City right now with same yard consistency and apparel on every special needs ride. All rides are tracked, verified, and built with safety and compliance. If you are an institution or special needs covered, please speak to me after this. Okay, now, bye.
One story about Liz, we were practicing it. She at first was like, I'm just gonna like talk it out. And we were like, well, why? She's like, I don't want to be too much. We were like, girl, you gotta be extra. And you see how excited people are when you're extra. Okay. Next to the stage is that's okay, you all are fabulous.
As parents, we want our kids to move through the world with proud of their cultural roots and appreciative of diversity. But today's games and toys don't reflect these values. Too often, culture is missing from play entirely. And when kids don't see themselves reflected in their world, they begin to see parts of themselves as something to hide rather than celebrate. My name is Mai Trong, and I built OMA to change that. OMA creates modern games and activities rooted in Asian cultures that turn cultural discovery into everyday play for the whole family. Our flagship game is we call it the new pickleball. Mahjong. We created a first and set designed for kids as young as 3 to play alongside parents and grandparents, making this beloved tradition more approachable for the next generation. In just 2 years, OMA has reached thousands of families, expanded into retailers nationwide, and was just featured in the review last New category of play where kids can see themselves, appreciate others, and feel proud of who they are. So if you know any regional choirs, clubs, or cultural organizations that can help us bring ability to more families, or you can just go at a center there, I'd love to connect after. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. She's like, of course. I'm a pickleball girl. Okay. All right. Next is she was ready. Now you're showing to the stage. I love that.
You know, like my mom was here, stand up straight. I want to share with you guys a story about my friend Charlie. Charlie runs a business growing year over year on a team of women. But that kind of growth keeps Charlie up at night, am I right? Because even though Charlie hired the people and bought that really expensive software everyone says you have to have, it still felt like cards. Charlie couldn't figure out how to scale and scale what. He didn't know if the problem was people, was it the process, was it a really expensive platform just not working. But then Charlie met me. I'm a no-no software, founder of Stacker. And we did an exercise I call my tech stack triage. In that triage, I learned about Charlie's team, what they do, their secret sauce, and what their real problems are. Because everyone wants to sell you on a tool, but sometimes it's not the platform. Sometimes it's your process. Most times it's gold. So this triage changed how their team thought about automation. After that 45-minute call, in only weeks, they were able to begin automating, to create a sense of calm, to have an understanding of how the business actually flowed, what they needed to do, and how that supported them in doing it. Over 45 organizations have already experienced the kinds of time savings and cost savings you can cover, anywhere from $8,000 to $50,000. If you run a team of 250 people, you do not have to figure out your tech stack. I want you to connect with me. We'll get you on the right path to automating your business.
Okay. Next to the stage. There.
Let's say it's a Tuesday, but it's already been a week. You're finally home, you reach for the wine and pause. Because you know the pitfall that follows not going ahead tomorrow. The water doesn't cut it. We've tried other things and it's that evening routine. My name is Karen. I'm the founder of Journey. I grew up here in New York State in the specialty food industry. I've spent years talking about ingredients that some bartenders have known about for years, but it hasn't really ever made its way into the everyday glass. Think of it as wine. Wine, grapes, the French have a word for it, verjus. It translates to green juice. Joni is verjus for you. There's no sugar, no fermentation, and no alcohol, all naturally. Verjus isn't de-alcoholized, it's never alcoholized. And it is not normal everyday grape juice. Verjus is a category of its own with centuries of history. That Joni gives you profiles, blanc and brut, and we believe in the concept that if it grows together, then it goes together. So blanc is bright and herbaceous, basil, celery, and tarragon. Brut is a little warmer with cardamom, rosemary, and allspice. Both are sitting with a crisp glass of wine, but it's not wine, it's better for a Tuesday. Joni's available to order online, and we are carried in shops, bars, and restaurants. So if you're stocking one of those, we would love to sit on your menu. Looking forward to your taste of Joni.
Have wine, you can give me a headache, you're not headache. Yeah, All right, next to the stage is Harry McDonald.
Oh, I just passed 47 different videos. Do you know how many actually stopped me? One. Here's what's happening. We're all screaming for attention, and we're getting lost in the clutter. Every minute, 500 hours of videos are being uploaded. With that happening, are being uploaded, but we're getting 500 hours are being uploaded when we only have 5 seconds to capture their attention. I know this because I've worked within the broadcast and media industry for over 2 decades. I've done digital and broadcast from Major League Baseball. Yes, my name is Erica McDonald, and that's why I created YouTube Media. We take complex ideas that help you engage with your audience, engage with your audience, deepen connections with them, and raise awareness, and drive your customers to take action. We capture organizations in such an experiential way that it turns into generating revenue and New York State and selected us to capture their New York's casinos license. Moments like that don't get a second. It's that time when clarity clicks, results increase, and partnerships grow. Let us help you be the one that stops the scroll. We're looking to connect with program and development officers, marketing and communication leaders, and development leaders.
I was telling all of them, just like everybody wants to see you win. So thank you all. All right, next to the stage is Nancy Rose.
Before I start, I just have to say, I pitched alongside like 7 men on Tuesday. These are wildly better. So, don't knock that's my time. Raise your hands if you're wearing clothes. Great, you're already part of the problem that Ultra was solving. You've probably at some point had to tailor a suit, to have a pair of jeans, to have a button pop off your shirt. Something we've all experienced. And yet, brands, the ones who spend billions of dollars to get us to purchase, are totally disconnected from that customer journey. I'm Nancy Rose, co-founder and CEO of Ultra, and I know this because I spent 2 decades working across fashion and retail for icons like Beyonce and Kenneth Cole, and mass retailers like Costco and Target. Ultra is building the infrastructure for ownership, the economy of keeping. We help brands embed trusted tailoring, repair, and care services directly into the experience. You buy a pair of jeans online, they arrive, they're too long. Go to return them. You see a button, find a tailor. You are connected with the tailor based on a couple of different questions we ask through our AI agent. We're delighted you have a perfect fit. The brand covers the cost because last year brand spent $900 billion dealing with returns. It is less expensive for them to return that than to have that than it is to return. Having said all that, we are already in market with brands like Primark and Verity. Primark just doubled our contract. So if you're a fashion brand who wants to support your customers after the sale, or an investor in retail tech or workforce development, come find me.
Okay, did you know that 1 in 4 children in the US speak Spanish at home? However, most school tests are in English only. In fact, the whole educational system is designed for monolingual speakers of English. But bilingual children are not monolingual in one. They think, they play, they express themselves across languages. So when we assess them only one language, we are ignoring who they are. And the data that we get is incomplete. And this has big consequences. For example, this has big consequences that are really important. For example, good programs may lose funding, and children may be mislabeled, and we may not be able to give them what they actually need. That's why we created FLUFF, which is a game-based bilingual literacy assessment platform that uncovers children's strengths, tracks their growth over time, and equips schools and district leaders with the data needed to make informed decisions. And this is part that actually makes me very proud, not just because I'm the founder and CEO of FLUFF, and I'm also a college professor. I'm actually a free bilingual kids who were once English learners, so I did this to help with my shining schools. And so far, we've reached like 6,000 kids across the nation, and the schools that use FLUFF report a extreme, I don't know if extreme, but big growth in language and literacy development, and they actually have the data now to show it. So if you're an educator, or a school leader, or a district leader, or know someone, please come see me after. Thank you so much.
This is what I love about women. We're so honest. You could have been like, it's extreme. But she was like, I don't know if it's extreme. This is why you can trust us. Yes.
Have you ever given a corporate gift that accidentally excluded someone? That person is vegan, or that executive has severe food allergies? Those moments count. Today, I'm here to share with you about Sweet Vegan, a company that bridges that gap. We make corporate gifts that enable people to really have an experience. It's allergen-free, we're New York City's #1 rated vegan chocolate, and we make a difference in the community and what we give back. We work with high school and college kids who truly believe we're on a mission of greatness, not just about being vegan, but being an amazing taste that all of you can enjoy. I invite you to come over to Sweet Vegan table, have a taste. Let us be your next gift, and let us be supported by you. Enable us to grow, make a difference in plant-based, through quality, through health and wellness, and make our next generation bigger and better and stronger. Thank you very much.
All right, I will walk you through it. You're running a financial empowerment program over on the tax side, serving immigrants in New York City, and its key tax is in February. Your company walks in with a ziploc full of
60s. Not too surprised, nothing is organized. Now your volunteer spends next 60 minutes organizing and creating their schedules. Meanwhile, 300 families are waiting in line to be served. Rent removal depends on how you serve. So Westa helps your immigrant family come ready with their intake, documents ready, if needed, IT. Now, our team got preparation time from 60 to 30, serving 2 to 3 times for families. And your grant report, done. So if you're running volunteer tax sites, programs, or you can talk to me, and we're already working with Purple Claim through Robin Hood Foundations. Trust us.
Well, maybe our founders. Okay, we're gonna do a 5-minute introduction. Also, what I would like you to do, because like we said, we invited you here, is that this is not just about you hearing from the people that we connected with each other. And so what I would like you all to do is turn to someone at your table you have not talked to yet, and just say one thing, ask, what are you working on? How can I support you? And reciprocate. So I know people are like, oh, I don't need anything right now, or the wise words of one of my good friends, Tiffany Duku, you better always have an answer to when someone asks you where you need support. Always have the answer. So think about it now. Each other, you have 5 minutes. Okay?
Never.
All right, one more minute. One more minute. Okay, if you can please return back to your seat. If you can please return back to your seat. I mean, the great news is in like 20 minutes, you all get to keep talking to each other. This is so exciting. Look at how much this room is messy. Okay. Before we bring our next founder to the stage, this is our last group of founders, some reminders. So once the last founder pitches and everything's done, we're going to head on over to the room next door. Actually, they're going to open up the walls. And this is where you can actually go and talk to each founder, talk to each other. This is what it's about, connect with each other, and reminders on what we want to accomplish with the founders today. As you listen to their pitches, make sure if you know someone, if you have a resource, if you want to personally help them, if you personally want to do a deal, go to them and say, hey, let's talk, let's get on the calendar, exchange information. Okay, awesome. All right, founders, you ready? Can we do another hype up for the next All right, Queen Street Ellington, come on up. You look cute.
Picture this. You're standing in front of the mirror, the dress is giving, the body is bodying, and then all of a sudden, here comes the mental math. How long is the walk? How long is the weather? And are my eyes gonna be chasing up the bar? So you change the outfit because women have been taught to dress around discomfort instead of demanding products that sell. This is a confidence task that millions of women, especially women of color, pay when the beauty industry ignores things like hyperpigmentation, dark marks, and cheap. So as a chemical engineer, I built Machismo Beauty. Machismo Beauty is science-driven body care for the skin that we can have a hero product, the Thick Bitch Stick. Helps prevent hyperpigmentation and shaving. Since those high friction areas are where we often get those dark marks. We've done 6 figures in sales or 8 million in organic views. The beauty industry has spent so much time selling to build products that actually solve it. Machismo Beauty is making science sexy, and if you are a retailer or someone with retailer connections, you're looking to get our products in stores so that we can reach more women. Because women should not have to choose between serving looks or surviving the walk there. Your little niece Ava is turning 3 and her birthday is approaching. Oh no, what do you get her? Because that doll was for her, she already had one. That water park experience wasn't redeemed in time, and that pink toy car was fun for maybe 2 weeks. Each time you that doesn't connect, you feel like you failed. All you want is for that child to feel special and give something to feel good. Introducing your Tiny Tale, the gift that turns that child's world into a story. Your Tiny Tale creates hyper-personalized storybooks that make the special time in your life the main character. You upload photos, anything you want. Maybe they visit farm animals or meet a new baby sibling, and AI illustrates it to look like them. After the story is created, it's printed as a beautiful book and sent straight to your door. That's all me, and I created the first Tiny Tale because I wanted to feel connected to my daughter who was abroad. So I made a new story of us exploring nursing together. When I saw her the next time, she not only knew who I was basically a celebrity. Is in her.
We've already created. We keep hearing is this. Kids read these stories over and over again, and parents love them too because they know they're unique and they specifically know their kid. So if you have a small child or no interest, give them a time to tell, a story where they are characters.
All right, Bonnie. Rachel? Okay, I got it wrong. Rachel! Divorce, relocation. What's relocation got anything to do with death and divorce? They're three of the most stressful life events a human can experience. Now consider that 40% of job-related relocations fail due to logistics rather than performance. And what they do, you don't just lose the stipend you gave them, you lose $700,000 in first-year ROI for a $200,000 hire. Here's how. You hire someone great, you bring them to the city, you give them a $10,000, maybe $20,000 stipend if you're really generous, but really, you handed them trauma with a start date. So we built here. Pinpoint the only near mobility workers that handles the entire relocation, not just the parents. We relocated a manager from London to New York. We found a place that she called home without her ever opening the street scenes. She started her first day fully focused and ready to ramp. That's what we do. We make talent arrival work. And the difference between landing top and losing it to simple as who made the move feel possible. Turns out relocation doesn't have to be as stressful as death, of course. If you're in HR hiring into the city and you want to turn that $700,000 loss into a $1 million gain, how about now it's fun.
Hi there, thanks for being here today. You may not know it, but the financial services system widely defaults you into carbon-intensive products and services. In your pay, in your investment portfolio, in your bank. None of these really take climate impact into account. And you don't realize it, but because of something called finance emissions, your money is likely the largest source of climate impact. Like pretty much any lifestyle change combined, it is really important to where and how your money is invested. And your portfolio can help you get a handle on this. We can audit your investments for climate impact, connect you with financial services and professionals to actually see climate and impact in what they do. We've now matched over $250 million in assets to financial advisors in helping clients grow their wealth. And so, the next time somebody tries to shame you for using a plastic straw, you can just send them to Greenport. You can actually do that makes a difference. So just in a few minutes, you can either connect your accounts and we can do a score of your investments, or we can algorithmically match you with 3 financial advisors who really spend time in everything they do. There's cold calls, there's no obligation, our services are free to our clients. It's up to you to decide when you want to start investing in what is worth inheriting. So thank you for your time. If you are someone in a green group at your employer or your church or your partner explaining the concept of finance emissions, how you can increase your impact by measuring and addressing it. Thank you so much.
Their mom.
I talk to founders and executives every single day, and they always hear different versions of the same thing. I have so much to do, I don't know who to delegate to. I have so many competing priorities that things are starting to fall between the cracks. I wish I could have a chief of staff, but I can't find one. We believe that every executive could use a chief of staff, but finding the right one sucks. Enter Ask a Chief of Staff. We're the only end-to-end platform dedicated to the chief of staff role from time to success on day one to success beyond goal. We place chief of staff with high-powered executives who are too busy to find this highly unique talent. And once the chief of staff starts in the role, we give them the infrastructure to succeed by introducing them to a community of peers, mentors, and executive coaches, as well as weekly webinars and resources. In the last 3 years, our community of chiefs of staff has grown to over 500 internationally. We've placed over 40 chiefs of staff, and we've generated over $2 million in revenue, all while being bootstrapped and profitable from day one. If you are looking for a chief of staff, or you're a VC with a scaling portfolio, building the operator ecosystem. Let's talk. My name is Clara. I'm the founder and CEO of Ask a Chief of Staff. And we believe that we can find a chief of staff for every executive.
Joyce Friedman.
It's 7 a.m. You're running late and you're hangry. You've got your keys in one hand and your whole life in the other. Your stomach's growling. And then what happens? Oh my God, you know this feeling, right? Mm-hmm. Grab something, anything, and you know it's gonna make you crash. You know this feeling?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Hi, I'm Joyce Friedman, founder of Joyful. Single mom with they were picky, but my standards were. So I did what any slightly deranged mom would do. I reinvented the model using the ingredients you trust and yes. Oat powered waffles made for people that want real food, convenience, and zero compromise. Filled with flavor, fiber, and protein to energize you through a busy day. It's amazing. It fuels you through your busy day and keeps you going and happy.
What's that?
Delicious.
And they're delicious. So,
Velocity.
What's
What's
that?
your velocity?
The velocity. So our velocity, we go with, so our reorder rate is 65%. Which means 2 out of 3 customers have just one. And that's just the beginning. We're growing into retail and we're also expanding into food service. So if you're in corporate dining, cafes, coffee shops, hospitals, hotels, or think retail like gourmet stores and chains. Let's talk. If you're angry, and come meet me over there.
He's really
show of hands, can you hear me before? A show of hands.
Yeah.
Before.
No.
No, right? Because
That's how your brand sounds and looks. Trying to break the noise. Right, because your brand, you have a lot of traction, but you're not in the right rooms, you're not getting the right partnerships. And it's blending in like an ad on the subway during rush hour and then the showtime. You're big. Just a lot of noise and no. I call that, you have now hit what I call the visibility ceiling. And you're asking yourself, well, what's next, right? So we work with founder-led health tech, CPG, and specialty food companies that need strategic access rather than random media hits. We turn visibility into revenue, getting strategic press, corporate partnerships that can drive your revenue growth. For our clients, we have secured Times Square billboards, brand partnerships with New York City government contracts, Pepsi collaborations. That has a value of over $22 million in publicity. That's the amount of money that I serve my clients, all right? All right. So, if you are tired of the hustle and you need some muscle, scan the QR code and book a call with me. And I have a question that I want to ask you. I know I'm breaking rules here.
That's okay.
All right. So when you heard those stats, and when you notice that feeling, right? What could your brand achieve with that kind of impact? I want you to think about what your brand or organization can achieve if you have that kind of impact. So that's my ask for you. And my ask is, we would love to be introduced to founder-led companies in health tech, CPG, or specialty food brands that need visibility, support, and corporate partnerships. Thank you so much. Scan the QR code, look call me, or see me in the next room over there.
I like when people ask for forgiveness. Wait, Aisa.
So everyone before us was phenomenal. I want you to, not only did they work hard, but did you know these entrepreneurs on average are spending 48 hours per month looking for opportunities that will want to expand their business? Am I lying, you ladies? Entrepreneurs do not fail because they lack vision. They do not access the right opportunities at the right time. Can the church say amen? Amen. Mission-driven lenders like credit unions and CDFIs see this. Entrepreneurs have the potential, but many are still stuck. They cannot easily access non-dilutive capital, trusted networks, or the right capacity building opportunity. When entrepreneurs get stuck, loan performance suffers, retention drops, and portfolio risk increases. Runway. So far, we've supported more than 1,100 entrepreneurs with over 543 applications to access more than 75 million in non-dilutive capital and opportunities. Now, this includes grants, fellowships, procurement opportunities, and pro bono advisory support. That creates real runway without adding any debt pressures. When entrepreneurs gain access to these resources, they become stronger borrowers. They improve cash flow and they stabilize operations as they engage with the institutions that support them. The result is stronger portfolios, lower default risk, and deeper long-term relationships. Runway helps entrepreneurs identify, access, and secure critical opportunities more efficiently while giving mission-driven lenders and ecosystem collaborators measurable visibility into entrepreneur engagement and impact. This is what we're looking for. We see 12 mission-driven lending partners to collaborate with Runway and strengthen entrepreneur outcomes together. Success within the first 30 days means at least 30% of participating entrepreneurs engage with and apply to one or more non-dilutive capital or capacity building opportunities through the platform. This gives lending partners a measurable signal tied to entrepreneur engagement, borrower support activity, and long-term portfolio growth. So listen to me very carefully. We are already working with Capital One, providing institutional validation behind this model. That's how we do. So the ask is straightforward. If you work or are aware of lending, community banking, development, or entrepreneur support community, we would love to partner with you to help entrepreneurs gain more runway and build stronger businesses. I'm Alexa Elgasby, the founder of Runway.io, and I approve this message.
Works in here. This. I'd rather have it in here than to hold it. Yeah, thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Lynn Rogoff, an Emmy Award-winning filmmaker. I'm an expedition is crossing the Rocky. Well, unless that have the budget of Jurassic Park, Hollywood told us that series like that were impossible to produce. And now the entertainment industry is at a crossroads with AI. But my American Productions produced Bird Woman Sacagawea, cinematic, shape-shifting, adventure series built from historic research, human creativity, and AI tools. We use AI to expand, not replace, storytellers. And for audiences, we made character AI chatbots that are interactive. So we're already in the market. We had 12 film festivals, and we're streaming now on Amazon, Herflix, and Red Nation. We're now pushing the next creative and budget-wise boundaries. So series, once considered impossible to produce, can finally reach audiences and gain profit. We are looking today to connect with investors, distributors, and strategic partners. So let's talk. Come to our film.
Certainly not me.
It's from my company. So raise your hand if you've ever spent $400 on more than once. You're in your closet thinking, what the hell was I thinking? Well, it's Asian. Right? But for something, friends, if you've ever gone to and you showed up feeling lost, wearing an outfit that you wore only once, and then also sat in the closet, you're welcome here too. So, Asian weddings are multi-event, multi-day celebrations. Right? Every event requires another, a new one, a different one.
And that's a non-negotiable. Every outfit costs between $500 and $2,000, okay? And you can't repeat, right? That's the cultural rule. You cannot repeat the outfits because the aunties and the grandmas and social media is going to ask you. So we buy, we wear just 6 closets collectively. There are 5.4 million South Asians in the United States with billions of dollars of formerly sitting unused closets. And people are looking for a smarter option. Right? There hasn't been a platform that's been built for the community, by the community. I'm Gina Jadeva, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of this closet. And we, through our platform, you can rent the product. And you can also earn back some of that money from the data that's been sitting in your closet since 2019. So owners with our gardens, they can earn up to 80% rental. And renters find fabulous pieces of trash. And I will say that we also specialize in a local network of people who will care for the gardens and kind of give it the reverence that it deserves. We're building a referral network of wedding planners and stylists who want to give all their clients, whether they're South Asian or not, the opportunity to look and feel fabulous at a fraction of the cost. We are 2 donors with 2 living rooms, 0 paid advertising. We have over 300+ items on our marketplace, including this stone from one of our 10 designer partners. So if you're looking for something fabulous, come to us. We have a demo on the website over there at the booth. And extraordinary should not come with positive. We are gentle on the planet, easy on our wallet, and uncompromising on style.
The rest of this day is about connecting with them, connecting with each other. Keep in mind, when you talk to people, make sure you're asking, what are you working on? Where can I support you? And you also say that in return, because there's too often in the business world, we're not actually asking for what we need, and this is what we're shooting for. So I hope you create a lot of great connections today. If you are still hungry, there's food down the hall. Refill your drinks, and then we will meet you over in the next room. Thanks, everyone.